Rams at the Texans. Speaking of the have-nots, Rams at the Texans. I don't think we need to spend a ton of time here. Rams are 2.5, are 2 touchdown favorites, 14.5 as we sit right now, 47.5, 48. The Texans, I mean, look, they've scored 5, 3, and 0 points in 3 of their last 4 games. I mean, that's the state of this offense. They could get Tyrod Taylor back. I don't know if it's going to make that big of a difference when you consider they're basically shipping everybody that has any sort of talent out. Whitney Merciless is gone. Didn't they trade away Mark Ingram? Like they're just trying, they're trying to punt without punting on the season here. Brad, I'll start with you. No, look, I have no opinion on this game. I don't want to lay over 2 touchdowns really with the Rams on the road, but no way in hell am I backing the Texans either in a team that, like I said, 5, 3, and 0 points in 3 of their last 4 games.
Yeah, well, that has been on the road where they've failed entirely. They've only played 2 home games this year, as far as I could see, and they put up 22 on the Patriots, and then obviously they beat the Jags in the opening game of the season. And then while Tyrod was back, they also covered at Cleveland, 31-21. So I do think this is kind of their spot, right? They should have the good quarterback by the sounds of it. And they have played better at home this year, and they have been on the road in tough spots a lot. So if you're ever going to back the Texans, it would be this spot. But yeah, like I've lost too much money betting on bad teams this year, and I just don't want to do it. So I stayed away. Stephen,
again, if Tyrod's back, maybe that gives you a little bit to want to take, if you're getting 14 and a hook, you're getting 2 touchdowns and a hook, maybe that would want to lead you in that direction. I know you are the guy that does like to back these bad teams. I don't know if you're doing it again this week. But what do you feel about Rams and Texans?
I've done it a couple times, and like Brad, I've lost money on it, so I'm getting kind of tired of doing it. I mean, I don't blame you. Yeah, I do agree Tyrod Taylor is a totally different handicap than what Davis Mills has been. And I think, potentially we were a week early in the buy low spot. I remember last week on the pod, we were debating whether or not Arizona being as big of favorites as the undefeated Patriots team from 2007. Well, it turns out the correct answer was the 2021 Texans with Davis Mills are as bad as the undefeated Patriots were good. Like, that was the correct answer. They're just a train wreck. So I'm not interested in doing it, but if it would be dog or pass here for me. If you had a gun to my head and made me pick a side with Taylor back, I would, go dog if I absolutely had to bet this game. But this is the United States of America, and I do not have to bet this game, and I won't. And the only bet that I would look at in this situation is I'm actually eyeing 1 or 2 Cooper Kupp futures at this point. He is the favorite, but I still think there's value in him at plus 400 for most receptions. I think maybe plus 550 for most receiving yards is the better bet. For receiving yards, he leads the league with 115 yards per game. That's at least 24 yards per game better than all but 3 players in the league. So that's a significant margin. He's doing it through volume, not efficiency, which I think is sustainable for the rest of the year. He leads the league in targets. He's getting 11 plus targets per game. And to me, the biggest key why this is a buy point at this point is because it coincides with Davante Adams missing this week. So he's going to be able to increase his margin over Davante Adams, which currently sits at 65 yards. Whatever he gets is going to be a bonus this week. He could be 165 yards, 200 yards ahead of Davante Adams after this week. And the only other 2 guys that are averaging more than 100 yards per game, Deebo Samuel, who's going to get George Kittle back at some point and hurt his volume, and Jamar Chase, who's doing it on efficiency, not volume. He's averaging 4.2 fewer targets per game than Kupp. And he's going to need to stay hyper efficient. And I think 21 plus yards per reception is unsustainable for the rest of the year. So I think Cooper Kupp at plus 550, despite being the favorite, is a pretty good bet at this point to lead the league in receiving yards.
Listen, if you're going to tell me that there's an angle to this game, and even if it's just an angle in a futures market, that's good, because we gave some real content as opposed to
there you go.
Yeah, this game sucks. Yeah, I mean, you know what, this game sucks. At least we do have an angle to talk about with a game like this, because boy, yeah, not the best.